Hello there.
Hello, everyone. What is going on? James here, and welcome to the Summer Special 2022. Here with me today is the Azalator 2011177789.
Hello. I have replaced the old Azalator, apparently.
So, first things first, we are going to start off with the Fartist. So, Aaron's got some today, which is sick, and I've just turned my light on and I need to turn it off. So,
Okay, I'm trying to re-download Twitter because I can't remember the login for the ALP Twitter.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, I'll tweet it out afterwards. Is that little fart then, James?
Finally,
amazing.
for once, like the issue is right. When I fart, a lot of the time, when I want it to be loud, it's like. Then when I want it to be quiet at work or somewhere important, it's like. It's like I've got explosive diarrhea, and it's like, man. So I'm glad the time I wanted it to be loud and heard on stream, it was extremely loud.
I mean, usually you grab the microphone, shove it there, and it's just...
I have to make it loud. I have to grab my phone when I'm sending farts and voice messages. I have to grab my phone, shove it all the way up my arse into my stomach, and go, and then shit everything out, including my phone. So I'm glad it worked this time without having to do that horrible procedure. But have you got the Fartists or?
Yeah. Did you want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'll start with the most mental one first, just because we'll get it out of the way.
All right then.
Okay, so listen to this. There's spunk on the start that again. There's spunk on the AR-15, arse in the bed, and I shot the women all over the gaff.
What?
And
What's
it's
the
SP? SP. Yep.
SP. SP. What? SP. SP.
I feel like I'm George at the moment because this is going to be a answer. Like, from me. Okay.
Are you sure it's not SW, Stevie Wonder? Are you sure it's SP?
I'm 100% sure it's SP.
I'll count Stevie Wonder as my first guess because I can't be bothered. SP. I genuinely.
You might have a go at me actually, because it is mental, but it sort of fits. So
hold on. SP. I can't think of any Stevens or anything, or any bloody artists or bands beginning with S. I was thinking Bruce Springsteen for ages, but obviously that wouldn't make any sense. So that'll be my second guess, Bruce Springsteen, even though that's not the answer. I don't know. I give up a pass. What's the answer?
Okay, so the answer is, I know you're going to get mad at this, is Sex Pistols.
Because no, it's all right.
On the AR-15, arse in the bed. That's meant to be the and shoot the women all over the gaff.
I can't believe I didn't get it. I'm so disappointed at myself.
I thought you were just going to say like, oh, just throwing out there, Sex Pistols.
No, that was. How did I not know? God, that's appalling. What's the next one? I'm disgusted at myself.
Did you want to do yours, then mine, then yours?
Now do your second one. I'm intrigued.
Okay. All right. Are you ready to?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right. I shuffled the card of decks to change it up a bit. N-O.
I don't even. What? I'm glad you're giving me the full initials. I should have. I'm really annoyed at myself for not getting Sex Pistols, man. I'm really annoyed. But N-O. Oh God. No. I shuffled the cards. What was it?
I shuffled the card of decks to change it up a bit.
I shuffled the card of decks to change it up a bit. No. I genuinely have no clue. Go on then. I
Do you want me
pass.
to say the answer?
Is it going to be blatantly? Is it going to be someone I know or?
Yeah, fairly sure.
Oh no. Go
Do you want
on
me to
then.
say
Yeah.
New order?
I didn't know that. So I didn't
No.
know there were. So
No.
I'm
All
not too
right.
annoyed that I didn't get that one. Well, so all right then. So I'll just get my fartists quickly. These should be. I mean, the Sex Pistols one was really good. That New Order was really good as well. I really rated that one. To be fair, I like that one too. Damn, but yeah, I'm 0-2 for Fartists. I'm disgusted at myself. The Sex Pistols one, I was really gutted. But I can't do much about that. All right then. So this is the first one then. Me, you, George, and Liam get stuck on an island. And yeah, me, you, George, Liam, and Ben get stuck on an island.
Oh, that's no. So there's five of us on an island. I don't know if I'm looking into that too much. No. I know it's not them, but I'll use this as a guess. Is it Motley Crue? No.
No.
No. Okay, so it's not them. See, whenever you do this, I always forget what bands there are. It's like your mind goes blank.
Same, yeah. I totally forgot as well.
I've no idea. So there's me, you, George, Ben, Liam get stuck on an island.
Yeah.
It's not Maroon 5, is it?
Yeah. Well done.
I
You've
knew
got
it
it.
was something about number 5. I was thinking,
Yeah,
why
that
is
was really good. That was really good going. All right, then there is one more in a second. All right then, so this isn't that funny, but it's decent bands. So after mental sessions, we threw hardwood in the lake. Jay.
After mental sessions, we threw hard wood in the lake.
Yeah.
I barely know any bands that begin with the letter J.
Well, it's band or artist, isn't it?
Oh,
So
yeah, band or artist. What's his name? J. No, I'm drawing a blank here. I'm gonna have to just guess someone random. Who begins with the letter J? I honestly can't think. J. I'll just throw a name out there. Johnny Rotten. No, no. I thought it was gonna. No, I have no idea. Then. No.
all right, so you pass.
Yep, I pass.
Justin Timberlake.
Oh. No, I wouldn't have got that, to be honest. Could have been here a while.
Don't blame you. So next is job slobs. So this is my job slob. I didn't think of one. I've been very lazy this week. Let me have a think. Let me have a good think. What is a decent hobnob job slob?
That could be a new segment, rating hobnobs.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. We need to get on top of that quickly.
Yeah.
Would you?
Oh no,
I
I was
was
gonna
gonna
say.
say.
No, do you
Go
want to say
on.
yours? Do you want to say yours first?
No, okay. So, would you rather be an animator or a game designer?
Well, the thing is with animators, well, both of them. I'm not saying they get abused, but they get pushed a lot, don't they, to meet
Well, Ricky
deadlines?
Gervais tying up the editors.
Oh, he
Yeah.
tapes up Nigel. Can Nigel
Yeah,
call you back?
daft.
I'm not sure. I think I'd get more enjoyment out of probably like an animator.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, game design is good and all that, but I think animators you can see the end result a bit quicker, whereas a game it could take like literally
50
years.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like there's some games that are like 10 years in the making. That
yeah.
you know, so I'd have to go animator, even though I'd probably end up at the end of it enjoying game design more, just because with animators you can get more out of it, like in the short term.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with animations, like, if the game industry was as big as it was years and years ago, and it had all this cool stuff that I'm interested in, then fair enough. But like, you're probably going to be working unless you're working on like GTA or the next Halo or just some next level. It's probably just going to be some boring random tat or the same old crap over and over and over and over again. And also with animation, you don't. I'm not saying you don't have to work that hard, but if you look at a lot of shows, like when I've been in hotels before and accidentally flipped to CBBC, you see some of the animations on there, and they're fucking atrocious. So if you can get away with being that lazy and well, okay, not that lazy, so that's a bit of a dick thing to say, but if you can get
Yeah,
away with like not having to put mad effort in, then I suppose animation's easier, and also game designers are notoriously treated shitter than animators.
yeah, because some of the not that I watch children's cartoons, but like stuff when I've been looking after people and like you see stuff they watch. It's literally
Yeah,
like
when you've been looking after George to
oh
make
yeah.
sure he didn't smash his house stuff, you've seen some of the Peppa Pigs and all that jazz,
I
and
mean, it's literally like you could get it on a piece of paper and animate it better than that.
yeah, I know, yeah, it's ridiculous some of the animations and the movements are so stiff. It's like they're just hiring people, just Tom, Dick, and Harry randomly. Because the point, like with animation, to make it look good, like there needs to be movements. It needs to feel alive. There needs to be like squash and stretch and what's it called? What's the other thing called? Whatever. When you like draw something and then you draw it still, so like it looks smooth. If you don't draw,
Oh
what's it
yeah,
called? How do I not know what it's called? I'm genuinely.
it's like I know what you're on about. I just can't remember the term.
Yeah, like you take a picture and then basically say my hand moves. Like if it was in animation, they draw it here when it stops moving, then draw it a smidge more when it stops moving, and then draw it again when it stops moving, or like animate it again. So there'd be like 3 frames, if that makes sense, for my hand movement.
Yeah,
So
it's not keyframes you're on about, is it?
no, it's not
No.
keyframing. No, keyframing's like
It's like the individual
yeah,
like
that's
per
like
frame.
moving one still thing all over the place, or like making things stretch and it wouldn't look very good if it was keyframed. Uh, God, that's going to bug me out. I can't remember that. Fancy Pants did a full video on it as well. Easing, it's some easing in and easing out. That's it. Yeah, easing in and easing out. I can't believe I couldn't remember that. I'm disgusted at myself. But yeah, I just want to let everyone know we just want to get through this summer special. So I can see 8 comments on my screen. I'm not going to read them. I'll read them at the end. I just want to get through everything that we can get through, and then yeah, just leave it as it is, because I just don't want to be reading comments and stuff. I don't want to get sidetracked, with these random topic ones. I just want to sort of stay on point. But yeah, so have you got any job? Oh yeah, I'll pick animator, by the way, definitely. Pay's probably better. You probably don't have to work as long hours, and they're notoriously treated shitter as you. So you could be working on a game for like 10 years and not really. You might be fired before you see the results of it. While at least with animation, you might work on a project usually for like what, a year. I mean, to be honest, like Family Guy and South Park and all that, they pump out like 20 episodes yearly. And I know South Park's really bad computer animation for the sake of it because that's their style. But like the point is, a lot can get done in a year depending on what's needed. Like if you're doing animation, like Futurama, how the ships are flying through space, that sort of animation costs a shit ton and takes ages to do. But if it's just standard animation, then it'll probably take you a year, and you're getting 20 episodes out, and you're seeing the results and the fruits of your labour, and you pay better, and you're not working as long hours most probably. While with gaming, you're probably not going to see the fruits of your labour. They can sack you any second, and yeah, it's just shite. So, animator any day.
Yeah.
Have you got a job, Slob, or?
No, it wasn't really a job stop. It's sort of relevant though, because
Sure.
I've been watching a lot of bizarre videos lately, and it's about
What's
it's about people go missing and it's a bit unexplained and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them happen in national parks in America, and watching these videos, it shows like how weird I don't know what their job is. It's like forest range or whatever it's called. Like
Are you sure it's something Kevin Spacey's like personal vlog or something?
No, but it was basically on about if someone goes missing. Well, in this one case, someone went missing, and they were afraid because it was like a toddler that he ran into.
Horrible.
It's like because they don't have toilets on some of these trails. It's basically just like a hole with a huge tank underneath, and they were afraid that this kid fell in the hole. So this guy had to put on waders and jump into the hole of like human feces. Like it was up to here, and he was just like looking for this kid. I thought that's not in the job description.
Did you find him?
No, they never found him. He wasn't in there, but they never found him.
Oh, that's horrible. I mean,
But
that is really impressive. I don't get why don't they have proper toilets like in like the Shrek toilets? Like at least that's the toilet. It looks bad, but at least it's a toilet. Like why don't they just have holes that you can fall in if you're small? It makes no sense.
I think this one actually happened in like it wasn't like recent times. It was like something like the 50s or the 30s or something.
Oh, okay.
But
you think they would have had a bog like Shrek or something, like little wooden places where you can go for a shit or something?
Well, basically, my whole point about that ramble was a lot of if you sign up for a job, most of the weird stuff isn't in the job description, is it? So,
yeah, I mean, to be honest, with my first job, right, I thought it would just be stock control because it was very brief. But to be fair, it was brief. But in the descriptions, it didn't say lugging heavy cages around around a humongous hospital and being given all the heavy work. So that was annoying. My second job, I mean, it was sort of in the name. I worked on an advice line, and the job I'm doing currently, I'm not going to mention what it is specifically, but it just sort of said the typical customer service advisor, whatever. And yeah, it definitely didn't say. It didn't say what it was in the job description, which isn't very good. But yeah, I guess that's how a lot of jobs are. There's some weird jobs, like I've told you before, where there's been like a job that says, oh yeah, it's here, it's in this area. Let's say I know this is an over exaggeration, but let's say there's a job going in Wirral, and then it's actually in Hull, like 4 hours away. But it's weird. Like there's some not that far, but like there's a job that says, I don't know, like it's in this town, and then it's like 3 towns away, and it's like, what's going on? You're lying to the people who are trying to apply for this stuff.
Well, it's like some of the stuff we've looked at. It says, I'm not going to say the area, but it says like an actual city that they live in, but really it's like 25 miles away.
Yeah, exactly. It's about 1 billion years away. I really don't like the ones as well, like when it's job agencies, and it just says where the job agency is based and whatever, or like it just says, oh, in this area, and then you ask them and they're like, oh yeah, the job's about 20 million miles away. You up for that though? And you're like, no. And what annoys me as well, they won't give you any details about the job until you give. Not every single job agency, but quite a few of them. It's like they won't give you any details about the job until you give them your personal details, which is very dodgy, in my opinion. Like, I understand, like with a job and you apply for it and it tells you the job, like fair play. But when you're applying for an agency and they're not really telling you much, I think that's quite scummy, really. Not cool at all.
It's how they get people to join those, isn't it? At the end of the day. No offense if you work for one. Whoever's watching this, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but the thing is, in the long run, that just puts people off because, like, if I see a job for an agency and it doesn't say much, I'm going to be like, well, what a bag of arse, It just seems like a load of, well, if they're being discreet, then I'm not going to go for it. I'd rather go for a job that's being more honest and open,
Yeah, Yeah.
But that's how it is in a lot of business. When a lot of businesses do, like, not every business, but quite a few do things to, like, we'll jump a loop here, we'll save money, and in the long run it just hurts them because either people leave or the workers aren't happy or they get fed up. I'm not saying that you have to, like, just suck up to the workers and pay them like 20 million quid while you're there owning the business and losing all your money in your house. But what I am saying is, like, maybe, I don't know, just things that are really, really. It's like, say, if you're a big manager or whatever, a really high person for a business, and like the workers are really suffering and whatever. Maybe, and you're just thinking, oh, let's cut these costs and I'll make an extra 5k. I mean, if I was one of those gaffers, I know I'm not in their shoes, but I'd rather, like, lose 5k. Let's say they're making 70k. I'd rather make 65k and everyone be happier and want to work at this building or this company rather than them be unhappy and me make an extra 5k. I know you're not actually making 65k, you get taxed, but I'd rather them be happy and stay in the long run, because in the long run, the business could be doing better for like way more years. Well, if loads of people leave, you're going to be, it might be nice for a year, but in 5 years, you're going to be, screwed somewhat.
Yep.
Or not as well off as you could be. So, yeah. But anyway, I got some news before we get on to the random topics. So, the first bit of news is, Critical.
Oh, yeah.
So, what he's done, he said, right, $5,000 for whoever can complete Halo 2, Legendary, Lasso, Deathless. And then everyone's like, I'll give it a go. Anyway, they all give it a go and they all keep failing, and they're like, shit. The only people who've made it, like a lot of people, even really, really good Halo players, you look up Hidden Xperia, who's a brilliant Halo player, he can't even make out the first room on Halo 2, Legendary, Lasso, Deathless. He can't even make it out the first room. That's how, because basically, you have to put 13 out of the 14 scores on, and it's basically just near impossible to get past anything. Like, you're invisible, the enemies can land more damage on you. You have to hit an enemy to get your health back. It's just ridiculously difficult. But basically, 2 people have made it a few levels down. Now, what they've done is they played it on the original Halo 2, but you can't just turn the scores on and off. You have to collect them. But because there's so many glitches in the original Halo 2, it's easier to do. But anyway, Critical has raised the bar to $20,000. And I'm just here thinking to myself, like, mate, no one's ever going to do it, you fool. Like, it's nice for some of the streamers because, like, this one streamer, can't remember his name off the top of my head. Basically, he's doing this challenge. Critical mentioned him on one of his most recent videos. He's doing this challenge, and he's got quite a following off of it. Like, he's getting 500 viewers on his stream. And the thing is, it's probably going to take him about 1 million years to do it. And he has got quite close. Like, compared to everyone else, I think he's got quite a few levels into it. But that's because he's using the glitches on the original Halo 2, where most people are just playing it on the MCC. But I think Critical should raise the bar to 100k, because I'm not being funny. I wouldn't even bloody try and complete it. Complete any game. I wouldn't 100% the Crash trilogy for $5,000. It's too much of a waste of my time. I know that's 10 times easier than Lasso, Deathless, Legendary, Halo 2. But my point is, there isn't really much of an incentive. While if you like, if he could put like 100k in, that's what I'd do if I was Critical. 100k. And honestly, I'd give it a good go. I probably wouldn't be able to pass it, but I think, you know what? Sinking in, like, let's say I'll try and sink in, I don't know, like 2 days worth of effort, like 48 hours just trying to get through Lasso. At least, well, it depends how difficult it is. I guess, actually, no, for all the money in the world, it's near impossible, isn't it? But my point is, like, 100k, there's more incentive,
Yeah, I just think he's been... He hasn't been paid by Microsoft, has he, to promote this?
No, he's just doing it off of his own back and paying the money off of his own back.
I guess it's a good way to get some good views in, because if you go on Twitch and look at people who are streaming Halo 2, you might be able to get a few more views. And
yeah, exactly. I mean, in the long run, it's definitely helping people, in my opinion, view-wise, and it just adds intrigue and interest. And Critical just said he's doing it because he wants to, like, push the boundaries. He wants to make the impossible possible. So,
because I know you said earlier that it wasn't worth your time, but for some people, they've got all the time in the world.
Yeah, exactly, man. Some people, they're just, and the thing is, on the way to when me, you, Liam, and George went out for a bite to eat once at this sentimental restaurant in a very nice town. Basically, I don't know why it's making me laugh, but basically on the way, I was talking with with George and his dad about someone we all know who's like just streaming forever, streaming as much as he can. He's faking it till he's making it, or until his mum forces him to get a job, most probably. And my mate's dad was just basically George's dad was just saying, I can't believe it. How do people? It wasn't directed at the person who we know who's trying to stream, but basically he said something that really made me think. He was like, it does beat getting up and going out and working for a living, even though working does shape you as a person. But then he was like, the thing is, at the end of the day, how do people, like, you think, how do these people have like 1 million hours to stream? But then you think, right, how do all the viewers have like 1 million hours to watch them? And I mean, I think we know the answer. They're either young, but that really blew my mind, because I'm like, how is there so many people have all this free time? But there are people who don't work and can't be asked, people who don't work and have real issues and sadly can't physically or mentally work. They're either young and on their college days off, or uni days off, or school days off. They're either young and just skiving school, or just using their free time to just watch YouTube and Twitch, or they're really wishing, pensioners.
Yep.
And then, yeah, pensioners as well. There's probably a few pensioners in there. And then the final one is probably just really successful or minted people, or people who just work part time. So who just don't have much else.
There's always view bots as well.
And view bots, yeah, that too. Which does that happen a lot with Twitch streamers? Then do they pay for the views?
Well, there's bots on every site you go on, but yeah, sites where you can make more money, there's more bots.
Yeah, I don't think, but the thing is, though, there's quite big chats on these things, so I still think it's like, I think it's the exact same amount of people who are bloody doing all this. I still think there's loads of, but I guess when you think about it, though, they're probably like, let's say like the most viewed streamer is like, I don't know, he's getting like 20,000 live viewers at once. Let's just throw that number out there. It's probably way higher than that, but let's just say that, right? There's probably 20,000 people in the world who are doing nothing right now. We're doing nothing right now. But you think, like, how are they consistently watching it? But maybe... Also, one final thing, maybe it is people who are, like, working and grafting, but this is just how they use their free time.
Jeez.
So...
I've just seen that there's a streamer who's got 35k live views at the moment.
Jeez, man.
Fair play, then.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Respect. But yeah, and the next news is about this geezer. It's also something Critical mentioned on a video. This bloke, right? He uploaded loads of copyrighted Destiny songs, and then they warned him and said, "Can you not do this, please? This isn't your content. This is our content." Bungie said, and then he said, "No, I'm just gonna keep doing it." So then his channel got banned, and then he was like, "For God's sake!" So what happened was he made a load of art. Basically, this is like a mental version of Catch Me If You Can. Like, he made loads of fake things online to make himself out to be a high up executive, and he went after a load of YouTubers and falsely copyrighted their music and got their videos taken down or got their channels banned. And he was just like, "Well, I'm a hero because I'm showing." No, and then he basically said, "Oh, I'm gonna catch this person who's doing it." He was saying to people on Discord, "I can't believe they're attacking the little man. I can't believe they're attacking the little man. I'll help you."
I just pictured that as someone who you told me sounds similar. You've done the voice.
Oh, is it? Oh, no, but that person's a bit more like James. What are you doing? What are you doing? To be fair, there's about 1 million voices that I've done that all sound like, basically, I've done voices to you that go like, "It's my holiday," and "Guys, you're late to my lesson," and "I can't believe this. No, you've knocked my van about. No," and "What are you doing, James? What are you doing? I can't believe this." So there's a lot of those voices that just sound like Squidward Tentacles relatives. Oh yeah, so he was like, I'm standing up anyway. He sent messages saying, I'm standing up for the little man. Fuck you, way. And then anyway, then it ended up. They were like, oh, brilliant, he's on our side. Anyway, they all found out it was him. Bungie did. So then they sued him for like $6.7 million. So
I mean, the thing is with that story, there were so many steps when that guy could have gone, all right, I give in, and just like not bothered.
yeah, I mean, he could have easily just made a new channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have just made a new channel. Like, you don't know, because it wasn't like it wasn't like he'd poured his heart and soul into a video and then used this copyrighted music. It was just the copyrighted music on its own. That was all it was.
He was
Which
trying to
makes
make it. He was trying to make a quick buck, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy, man. Absolutely pistol mental. One last thing I wanted to bring up. Have you got anything else you want to say about that news?
It's a very weird way to make money uploading YouTube to music to YouTube, because anything can get copyright claimed. So what's the point in doing it with music?
Yeah, well, I completely agree with Bungie, because the thing is, he's fucked up a load of other people's channels and videos, so it's justice anyway. And I'm not being funny, but if it was like a proper review and he was just using Bungie's music, then I'd be a bit 50-50, but I think at the end of the day, it should just be demonetized if that's the case. But when you're ripping someone's music and just slapping it on your channel, then that's just disgusting. That's just like, what the hell? You know, it's not even a parody. It was just like his just music slapped on there. So I just think like, yeah, I'm 1,000,000% on Bungie's side with this one. So
Yeah.
But anyway, the final news story. I was actually going to do a video about this. I recorded a video on the same day as the Minions video, but I thought enough people have already covered it and it's quite a sad situation, so I'd rather just talk about it on the podcast. Basically, there's like channels out there that are just like profiting off of Technoblade's death, and it just baffles me, man. There's this one Dream Official SMP or whatever it is, and he's already got a load of views anyway. Like, he's already doing fairly well for himself, and he's just ripping off of other people's stuff, like getting Tommy in it stuff and all these other people's stuff and slapping it on his channel. But he's made like about 20 million videos about Technoblade just for clout and money, and I just think, for goodness sake, man, like it's a bit annoying just slapping other people's content on your channel anyway. But this is a man, a human being, who's had. It's not like it was just a death out of nowhere, like a freak accident or anything. He had a horrendous illness. It's really sad and depressing, and it's just horrendous to go through that sort of thing. Even if it was a freak accident death, it'd still be really depressing. But like, this is a grueling, horrible thing as well. So the fact that they just made like 1 million videos on this and just for views and clout, and then they're trying to say, well, 50% of this is just going to charity. It's like, what are you going on about? 50% go? Who cares? And also, he did a video donating to charity. Basically, he just clicked. Basically, there was a cut, and then he pressed 3,000, and then he didn't actually click donate on the video. He didn't actually click donate. Apparently, they figured it out, and he just did inspect element to make it look like he typed 3,000 in. And then he said, "Oh well, I only had $300, and I was waiting for the 2,600. I just wanted to save up." And it's like, what a load of bullshit, man! Like, at the end of the day, if you've got like over 100 million views, I'm not saying that you'll definitely have $3,000 to spare, but you will have $3,000. I'm sorry, you will. If you've got over 100 million views, you will have $3,000. So it's just disgusting from that bloke, isn't it? It's just absolutely horrible.
I was gonna say he didn't have $3,000 yet. He wanted the clout off of donating $3,000, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. It's just horrendous, really. And the thing is, although it's sad that someone is profiting off of someone passing away, at the end of the day, we're all going to look at Technoblade and still think, yeah, he was a cool geezer, made good videos and what have you, and yeah, really cool guy. And it's just a tragedy that he died at 23 of a horrendous illness. But the thing is, with this Dream SMP guy, he will just be known as some absolute leech buffoon, some mug who's just tried to profit off of a tragic event. That's all he'll be known as. That's his legacy now. Unless he really makes... What he should do is delete all of those videos, apologise, and just go back to what he did before, in my opinion, if he wants to redeem himself. Unless he does that, then, he's still an idiot.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who Technoblade is. I have no idea
Yeah.
who he was. But
Mhm.
the thing is, he's not even on YouTube. Just in life in general, everyone's gonna look at a way to profit off of something. It's been happening for
Yeah.
pretty much since the dawn of humanity, isn't it?
Sadly, yeah. There's always going to be some leech out there. It's just, like when other YouTubers have died, it's like, oh, I'm contacting this person from the dead and all this crap. And it's just sad, really. It's just really gutting. But yeah, I know, obviously, I remember when George put it in the group chat originally, I was like, who? I was like, I didn't really know that much about him. But I saw the video of his dad and that was heartbreaking. And I watched a bit of his videos here and there and he seemed like a cool guy. Again, I'm not really into that Minecraft side of YouTube. I know I watched Tommy in it, but it seemed like that Technoblade still made good content. Like the thing is, how his fans, as much as I didn't, watch him or know who he was. I think I'd heard of the name, but I didn't know much about him. Like I do get how his fans feel. When I was 12, Ed's World died, and I was really gutted. I was like, damn, this really cool guy's passed away. He was only 22. Jeez. And you know what's trippy? I'm now 22 myself. And you're thinking, damn. No, sorry. He was 24. Sorry. I can't believe I got that wrong. Yeah, it was not. I think he was born in 1988 and he passed away in 2012, so 24 years old. But that's still really sad. That's still really gutting and just depressing.
When you said Ed's World, I for a second I thought you meant that Ryan's World, that like kids
Who?
channel. He's that kid who has like billions and billions of views. I thought you meant him for a second.
I mean, that would have been the most. If I did mean him, that would have. I think you need to check me into a mental clinic because it's like in 2012, wouldn't have he just been a baby? Wouldn't have Ryan's World just been really young, like 5, and not knowing what YouTube was?
Have a guess how many channel views Ryan's World has got?
15 billion.
51.5 billion.
What? How's that happen?
Because he makes kids videos.
51.5. Are you counting this right?
No. I will screen share if you don't believe
Screen
me.
share it. Let's see if it's counted right. Because I swear PewDiePie's only got like bloody 30 odd billion.
I'll just share the entire screen. Hopefully, I don't have any.
Aaron, get the BBW fart porn off of here, for God's sake.
All right, so this is 51.5 billion.
Hold on, I need to check this.
Oh, wait,
I need to get this on full screen.
I shall zoom in.
How's he got that when he's only got that many subs? What the hell? Hold on, click on videos.
Oh wait, I need to zoom out. Videos.
What the?
I mean, this was uploaded a day ago and like 112k views.
How's he got
2 billion views?
I guess it makes sense then if his most popular vids have got 2 billion views. But it's baffling, like all the art on YouTube. And I know he's just a kid. I'm not having a go at him. Or I know he's just a young teen or whatever. I'm not having a go at the bloke. But like at the end of the day, there's art on YouTube and this is what gets promoted. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But there you go. Nothing against Ryan. Nothing against Ryan's World. Yeah, it's whatever.
I have seen that he has a magazine, actually. Don't ask me how I know this. Well, I've just seen it in the shop.
I don't even know. I don't know how he...
like that.
Huh?
He sells like little dinosaurs on the front of the magazine and it's like 10 quid or something.
Sentimental! Get me the whole batch!
George, he just buys the whole collection. Oh, I'm gonna do a massive review. 2 years later, George, where's the review? What?
We just go to his house and he's just flooded. We just open the door and it's just a tsunami of Ryan's World magazines and toy dinosaurs. The whole of the West Midlands gets flooded. Oh. The MG! No! Don't worry. It was already broken and smashed.
I was going to say they try and get the MG back. So I'm sorry, the head gasket is long gone. Oh, don't worry about that. You've gone before. We found 1 million dinosaurs in the exhaust.
Oh yeah,
Makes it more valuable.
What happens is No, I've just come with one of the funniest things ever. So basically, George takes the MG for a spin. He crashes really badly, and then basically we all go to the hospital and we say to one of George's family members, "You all right? You all right?" Then he goes, and then he says to the doctor, he said, "What's happened, doctor?" I said, "Well, we don't know how to break it to you, but he's dead." I mean, the MG. Oh, it's beyond repair. No! No, it's just got a flat tire. No!
It's literally worthless now.
You're gonna have to pay us to get it back. Oh god, no, we know George's family would never be like that. If there was a bad crash, it would be I hope George is all right, and yeah, you know, they wouldn't be putting the MG first. And so yeah, just a bit of bants and fun. The MG jokes, honestly, the MG jokes are some of the funniest things ever. And I've acknowledged about 20 million times they are really amazing looking cars. They're just, everything else about them's a bit, well, objectively faulty. To be fair, I've got family who work in the motor trade, and quite a lot of people in the motor trade have said that they're crap, apart from my one family member who owns a second-hand car business. He says, yeah, they're all right, and he doesn't have anything else to say about them. I'm like, what's all right about them? Oh, they're all right.
Is that because he actually sells loads?
No, he doesn't. He's never sold one. He doesn't sell MGs to anyone. No. Because it's a 3-month warranty, and they'd be back every day. So, come on, the head gasket's blown off. Next day, the tyres have blown up. The tyres have shot off. The engine's destroyed. Oh, for fuck's sake! It's disintegrated. The paintwork's gone. Oh, for fuck's sake! The MG, I can't believe how much I've laughed at simple MG jokes, man. They're not objectively intelligent jokes, but it's just because I don't know. It's just too funny.
I'm gonna say it's just one. Well, it's more of an outside joke now, but a lot of the finer details are inside jokes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh man. Ooh, God, no, my chest is feeling really weak now. That's probably the most I've laughed was just making fun of the bloody slap on Doctor Who, on the Doctor Who thing when there's a cut and it's like poof, poof, like that onto the sofa, and then the other one was just now bloody hell, I'm struggling to breathe now. Jeez, that was bad. Oof, all right, there we go. And then yeah, so anyway, that's enough news for now. Now on to the main topics. So, first topic is main YouTubers we watch currently. Then, Aaron, you have the floor.
I mean, lately I have trying to not watch a lot of YouTube, but I shall have a look.
What is it? Is it meant for mental reasons or physical reasons, or is it too time consuming watching all the YouTube? Or
I just get a bit bored and just think, oh, I'll just stop watching for a bit. Probably the biggest ones are probably as I was talking about before, a lot of like weird mystery ones and sort of out there videos. So, and a lot of history ones as well lately.
yeah.
Do you want me to name specific channels?
YouTubers, or is it just videos?
No, I like stuff by the Law Lodge. So I've been watching a lot of stuff by them. They're all right. What's the other ones? I like a lot of the Wendigoon stuff. I'll just put that on in the background. It's all right.
Send me some of them, man. It'd be interesting to see what you're watching currently.
Yeah, it's just stuff like that weird Ben Shapiro laughing compilations. Stuff like
yeah, I mean, his laugh is top quality bands. To be fair, I've got to give him. I've got to give him the credit on that one. But yeah, I'll go over some of the videos I'm watching. Flash gets Mr. Beast That one's quite a funny video where it's just Mr. Beast being the Terminator. Critical LS Mark with his latest extravaganza, him watching ranking every SpongeBob episode ever. Impulsive podcast. There's this funny guy called the MMA Guru, says things in a funny way. Watching him a bit. I've been watching Broad Brick Films, which is basically brick filming rapidly all week long, where brick filmers have a chance to get they make a brick film within a week and they upload it. The Weasel, who's an MMA YouTuber, Critical again. The Weasel, Actman, yes, I love him. He's a legend. There's someone called Birul Erdin, who's like a massage lady who does loads of massages. That's on the history. There's a weird meme of like sort of Better Call Saul. There's Idris Elba going over British slang. That's an alright video. Nerdstalgic. Carsten Rinquist, who's a who's a reviewer. Shay Thriller, Rocket Slopper, like Halo Challenge YouTubers.
There's also the gaming channel in there as well. We need to plug.
Yeah. Yes, the gaming channel. Yes. 10 out of 10 from Liam, brilliant. I watch a bit of Molly Boy TV, but yeah, let's watch the gaming channel definitely. What else have we got? Tommy in it.
You watch all the ALP videos as well, don't you, James? And the podcast?
Yeah, 20. That's the only views that we get. Yeah, just me watching the videos over and over again.
Yep.
Jack Slack, Jack Slack's MMA YouTuber, True Geordie. We know the True Geordies, don't we? Edbound, Rigmarole, True Geordie again. I watch this guy called Keegan's podcast because I find it interesting to hear him talk. But sometimes he's a bit strange, like he gets really angry over little comments, which is weird.
Now, this is a bit random, but have you seen the Copper Cab drama lately?
Nah, what's happened with him?
He wants to box Count Dankula.
I don't know who Count Dankula is, I don't know. Damn.
He's the Scottish guy. He's pretty funny, you know. He's not like a weird guy.
Who'd win, Count Dankula or Copper Cab?
I don't know because they're both ginger and they're both kind of big.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that because I'm big.
You're allowed to name because you are.
I'm allowed to have friendly fire on.
Yeah, exactly. I guess as Copper Cab lost to that Gavin what's his face, we can pick the Scottish geezer, Count Caliver, whatever his name is.
Count Dankula.
Count Dankula, cheers.
I think you'd recognise him if I showed you. Do you remember that thing where that guy got his dogs to the Nazi salute? I don't want that. He's the guy who did that, but he's more of like a meme guy. So.
Okay. Next topic, favourite podcasts. Watching any recently? Any favourites?
Oh, I thought you meant of ours. That was a bit big-headed to me. I'll just have a quick look. Yeah, I think, I don't really watch a great deal anymore. It's like what I said earlier. Probably the last podcast I watched was probably by the Law Lodge. I listened to him on like Apple Podcasts, so it's not really the video that I watch. But and I watched the Some Ordinary podcast.
Some Ordinary Game is your favourite person in the world, yeah.
It's just because he was the first YouTuber that I told you that I went, oh, he's all right.
Yeah. Fair. Apart from Callum's Corner, he was the second one, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a quick look on my Apple Podcast just to... I mean, I'll try and listen to like the JRE stuff, but I mostly just watch the clips.
Yeah, don't blame you.
I used to watch PKA, but then they got a bit boring, to be honest.
What's PKA?
Have you heard of Wings of Redemption?
Oh, yeah, they're really... Yeah, of course I have. Yeah, you've told me about it.
Basically, that was his original podcast with people on it, but they got rid of him like years and years ago.
Was he any good on it, or was he just a bit of a knob?
He was a bit of a... Well, he was basically being himself, but now he claims he was just trying to be edgy to get people to watch, but it's not. He's just saying loads of racist stuff. And
that's quite depressing. I had to take my... I'm naked now. I'm bollock naked doing this podcast. So.
I've been naked from about here downwards for the whole stream. So.
No, I'm just in my boxers, thankfully. Man, it's horrible being hairy in the fucking in the summer. It's absolutely horrendous. It's much better in the winter to be a hairy gorilla like myself than in the summer. Just all the hair with the sweat on it. It's not fun for me, man. Being stuck to everything.
George did recommend getting a Brazilian done by.
Yeah, George said George should have saved it for George's ideas if and when we ever did that segment again. But yeah, George was like, get a Brazilian wax. I'm like, what's the difference between that and normal waxes? And then he was like, when your balls, your sort of your crotch,
your perineum as well,
balls, arse hair, chin hair and ear hair, undercarriage.
Your perineum. It's a bit between your arsehole and your.
Oh, cool.
You scrotum there.
Yeah, basically all that getting ripped off, not ripped off, all that getting waxed. And I'm like, how can that be safe? How is that safe?
I think the thing is, George wanted to do it to us, which is the worrying thing.
I hope that wasn't the case. I hope it was a proper organised thing that we'd research into. It wouldn't just be at George's house or
just put on this blindfold and open your legs.
Yeah. Oh God. Or some random building in a town near us. It's just the storage unit George wanted to buy for his collectibles. No, but like, surely that is a bit dangerous, though. But I guess it is what it is. I don't get why you'd have that done. You should just have Manscaped instead. And this is what this video is sponsored by, Manscaped. I can shave my ass. Oh God. I know no one can see what's being typed, but jeez, that is grim. Never mind. Yeah, that would have been a daft video. And the thing is, I'm not being funny. The only one who has loads of hair is me. And George has grown his hair all his life, so he has a smidge of hair.
But George has had the same haircut since he was like 1. Yeah.
And then Liam said, "This is the gaming channel, and I do actually have a few pubic hairs. I traded them with my brother. Thank you." And I have 3 hairs on my ass and a chin hair. This is the gaming channel. That is all. So he'll have a few hairs to be plucked. No, he said he's quite a hairy guy apart from in the face, and yeah. To be fair, because George did put a comment saying, "Where are you looking at them to see how hairy they are?" And I'm like, I just judge by people's faces to guess if they're hairy or not. Like, surely if you're quite hairy, you'd have a smidge of a beard. Like, come on, you know. So that's why I assume that Liam wasn't that hairy. But yeah, I'll get my hair on screen. Nah.
Just moon the camera. There you
go. Actually, Aaron, what's your take on people shaving themselves? On blokes shaving themselves? That's a good topic.
What, like like all over sort of thing?
Yeah, all over, not just the face, because obviously everyone shaves their face.
I don't know. If people like it, then I like it. I don't really have an opinion.
Fair enough. I think, yeah, it's all good in the neighbourhood if you want to do that, man. Like, I shave myself once in a while just because, like, I'm too hairy, man. It gets ridiculous. Too many itches. Takes too long to dry myself. You know, you need to get some of it shaved. You know.
The only good thing is it's a built-in privacy screen.
What do you mean?
You can just walk around naked and no one will be able to tell because it's just.
That's the good thing about being ridiculously hairy, yeah. And also, I don't get why I didn't bother shaving myself for years, because at Thai boxing it was a hindrance. But basically, I shaved the bottom of my legs at 14 because the shave ran out of charge. And everyone at school was just like, "Oh, shaving, blah, 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 blah," and interrogating me about it. So then for years, I didn't want to shave since then. I thought, like, and it was such a horrible hindrance at Thai boxing. And I could genuinely smell my legs sometimes because there was probably, like, germs on, like, the leg hairs from all the sweating and grafting. So I still wash my legs, don't get me wrong, but, like, I think of all the grafting over the years and how long a guy with leg hairs as long as mine, eventually the bacteria does get on it. But it was because I didn't shave them for so long. That was probably the main issue. And also, it was horrible for grappling, man. My arm hair would keep getting grabbed, like if people grabbed my gi. Oh, I've never shaved my arms, by the way, but yeah, horrible, man. They don't look that hairy, but if you're up close, fair hair. But yeah, it just gets in the way. But one of my American friends, I was like, "Why have you shaved most of your leg on this grappling video?" And he's like, "I never shave. It's very odd, James. It's very odd. I never fucking shave, James." And I'm like, "Well, Chris, you clearly have there." No. And I said his name, Chris. Well, he's been on the podcast before, so it's all good in the neighbourhood. And I was like, "All right then, Chris." But yeah, anyway, he's like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's weird. But then one of his other friends was like, well, it was sadly quite, well, it doesn't matter, but like, it was one of his quite friends with a bit of a feminine voice who was like, well, you can shave if you want. No, he said, like, sure, I'll do it in my voice. He was like, he said, surely shaving makes it easier when you're grappling. Which it does, though. It does make things easier, or like when you're training or whatever. Like, having ridiculously long hair, it gets in the way of training, so I don't see why it's an issue. But at the end of the day, as you said, people can bloody wax their pubes every 3 seconds if they want. It's their decision, isn't it? Or if they want to be ridiculously hairy, that's their choice, isn't it? So, yeah. I do let my hair grow for a while, don't get me wrong. I don't just, like, shave every 3 seconds. I just let it grow till it looks cool and then think, all right, it's getting ridiculous now. Which takes about a second, because I'm like a gorilla, so. But, yeah. So, next topic, games we're hyped for. Nothing. Nothing at
Nothing.
all. Nope. Fair enough. Gaming industry's a pile of dog shit. I mean, I'd say Crash Wumper League, if that happens, which I think it will, because they're showing a picture of a Wumper going up Crash's arse on Twitter. But there was like a picture of a Wumper before. Because the reason why, I know when I'm banging on about it in the chat or Discord, you're probably thinking, what the fuck is James going on about Wumper League? Is this like some bloody weird version of Awooga? Or whatever. But no. It's basically like a Crash party game, but because it's modern, it's going to be online, and it's a chance to play Crash with your friends. And hopefully CTR comes to the PC, so me and Ben and Liam can do some Crash racing. What are the games? SpongeBob Cosmic Shake, that should be a barrel of laughs. I hope that's good, because that'll be the first original SpongeBob game since 2015, because the Hero Pants was such a bag of arse, and the one before that was Plankton's Robotic Revenge, which wasn't a prop. Basically, those two weren't proper made games. They looked like jokes. Then before that, the most properly made one was like Truth or Square, which I didn't even realise existed until recent years. So, yeah, what else am I hyped for? I guess GTA 6, whenever that happens eventually. That's about it, really. The gaming industry's kind of dead at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really hyped that much. So next topic. We've already done the Fartist. Hold on. React to the first podcast we were on. This should be fun. This should be interesting.
Well, I know how it starts. It's me going, all right, 3, 2, 1. I think it's something like that, and then we just, because we used to do it all on OBS, didn't we, on my laptop?
Yeah. Well, sadly, I've just seen the comments, but I'm just going to ignore them until the end. So, yeah, I'm ignoring these comments until the very end.
I very quickly saw one, and it was just weird. I know how it starts. It's me going, all right, 3, 2, 1. I think it's something like that. There's a massive feedback, James. Massive feedback. Yes, didn't we, on my laptop?
Yeah. Well, sadly, I've just seen the comments, but I'm just going to ignore them until the end. So, yeah, I'm ignoring these comments until the very end.
I very quickly saw one, and then it was weird. I know how it starts. It's me going, all right, 3, 2, 1. Something like that. There's a massive feedback, James. Massive feedback. Yes, didn't we, on my laptop?
Well, sadly, I've just seen the comments, but I'm just going to ignore them until the end. So, I just like doing this occasionally, until the very end. Sadly, we don't have the time to waste, though.
Weird. I know how it starts. Me going, all right, 3, 2, 1. Something like that. There's a massive feedback, James. Massive feedback.
Oh, classic gem. All right, let's get up the first ever podcast. I like how the first video on the channel was the first podcast. So that's really dope. On the Jowry, you've got Joe Rogan mooning the camera or whatever was the first video, just really random first videos, which makes sense, but yeah. So here we go. The title of the first episode was Movies, randomness, and the state of YouTube. Let's get into this.
Hello, lads.
Oh, you say one at the start, yeah.
Hello, lads, and welcome to the As Lads podcast, where mock me doing big fucking shit. Now I'm joking. What's going on, lads? I'm one of Aaron tonight, and we're just going to be chatting a load of bullshit, just talking a load of bollocks today. So yeah, Aaron's going to present me because I don't keep up with any YouTube bullshit.
It's all right, Aaron. Shit happens.
The first thing we're going to do, Aaron's going to present me with a load of YouTube news bullshit, and I'm going to react to it and see what the fuck I think of the shambles.
Alright, so I think the first place I was going to start.
There's a bit of an echo, by the way, James.
The trending page
I'll
on YouTube.
What's going on with it then? It's just a bunch of clickbait bollocks, isn't it?
Well, let's just say, the trending page, by definition, is what people want to watch, or what people are watching right now, what's trending. But
Okay.
with the way YouTube does it, they put stuff on there that people don't watch. I'll try and find a video as an example, but there are videos on there which have like 10k views.
What the fuck?
And it's basically YouTube cherry picking very certain creators to be on there. Now there's always like certain people on there, like Casey Neistat.
Who?
That guy who walks around. Everyone says he looks like a caveman who walks around with the camera.
Caveman. I'm gonna look this shit up then. Obviously, I'm not gonna fucking play the audio. I'm gonna set on my laptop and look this shit up, bro.
But
I'll go on the trending page when I set my laptop up and see what the hell's there.
I mean, there's stuff that's on there.
So what specific titles have came up now? Then you said about YouTubers, Casey, whatever caveman person.
All right. So
What sort of titles are on there?
there's one video called "I painted for 24 hours."
Oh, okay, we're nearly at 2 minutes.
You cut out them for a second.
So I think for the thing is, I didn't realise it is quite hard to react to these early podcasts just because it's like a blank screen. But I think for a first podcast, it flows really well. I think we just sort of went in. Honestly, in my head, as I said before with the podcast, I thought it was just going to be like a once every few months things. But obviously, it escalated in a good way. Like, obviously, we did this. Then we're like, shit, we've gone to see Endgame. Let's do that. I was thinking True News. Let's do episode 1, like True Geordie type one where it's just a full one dedicated to news. Then I was thinking about, school and education, and we talked a bit about Morse and Derv, and then we wanted to do one about mental health, and we talked someone with mental health and all that jazz. We wanted to talk about Carl Pilkington, H3, and obviously there was a time on the podcast where things sort of slowed down because obviously he was quite busy and it was just sort of me and George for a while. But eventually things picked back up, and we sort of got a good formula now because before we were sort of like grabbing and clutching at straws, but like now we just sort of like, let's just review shit, and just do shit that we want to do and just do shit that we'll all enjoy, like conspiracy theories or Liam taking over or George taking over and random things like that.
Yeah, because that was in April of 2019, that video was. And I think we just sort of did it. We were like, we were talking about it, weren't we, for a little bit beforehand.
Yeah.
And then we just said, we'll just do one once every 3 months. And then like a week or two after that on, we were like, we've actually seen Endgame. We better go and record this.
And we talked about Callum's Corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's the next topic then? Uni stories. Do you want to tell any uni stories, or is it too risky at the moment to tell any mad uni stories?
I don't really have any, to be honest.
Fair enough. In this section, I did write down Ben and Scott as well because they might have some uni stories. But obviously, Ben didn't want personal stuff he's sort of dealing with, and Scott obviously. I didn't even ask him to come on. To be fair, it just flew over my head. Work stories we might be allowed to tell. I can't. I don't want to tell any at the moment. I didn't think of any. Future plan for the channel. Have you got any future plans for the channel or nah?
I've got a few, but I don't want to say them just in case because it's not anything weird. It's for this channel. I was just thinking I need to sort of make slightly more better videos and actually make more videos, but that's just like a really, really basic summary of what I wanted wanted to do on this channel.
Yeah, fair enough. I'd say mine are probably like just, I guess, I don't know, try and get big extravaganzas out when I can. But the only issue is it's just like, just work's been really difficult. And I'm just left very fatigued just because I have to commute quite far. And it's just difficult to have the energy to do this stuff. But these big extravaganzas that I want to do, they will come out at some point. And I can't really think of much else. I don't know what I wrote all these topics down quite a while back. But a couple more things I wanted to mention. Then we'll look at the comments. A couple really weird things. Yeah,
And your camera's gone really out of focus, James.
Cheers. I'll just change that. Us.
There's no way that you can prove that was you doing that then. Saying arse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know like we both have like personal channels and stuff, and we have different aspirations for them. But
obviously I've got Witty Janter and bloody I've got my channel, but I don't really promote that. This is just sort of my channel now, but I might upload the occasional random video once in a while. But like, it's just my. I'm not going to say what the channel is, but I've commented on things with that channel before. So if anyone knows what it is, they'll be able to find it. It's not. There's nothing special on there. Just a few MMA videos and random videos. So. But yeah, obviously I've got Witty Janter and Cole Jameson, and that's for streams, and Witty Janter's for streams, and Cole Jameson's for Lego videos. So, yeah. But yeah, when it comes to personal channel, I guess this is sort of more so my personal channel, I suppose. Yeah.
It's just a channel to comment stuff on, basically, isn't it? Or comment from.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my very personal channel is, just stuff to comment from. So. What was the other things I wanted to mention? Oh yeah, there's this one really bizarre thing that I saw today. This person who I used to be friends with, now I'm not going to go into mad detail, but basically, like, when I was mates with him, I'm not judging anyone or whatever. I'm not going to say his situation because it's not fair for me to reveal people's situations. But basically, when I knew him, he wasn't working. And that is an important point for this story. So he wasn't working back then. Maybe he's got a job now. I don't know. But basically, right, he put this thing up saying, it's been my dream. I don't know if it was a joke or something. It could have been a joke for all I know, but it was really bizarre. Or it might have even been a hacker. I don't know. I was really confused by it. But it said, I think he said, like, my dream's to have a gaming PC. Could you donate? And then I was thinking, damn, okay. Why would anyone donate to this? And anyway, I thought, you know what? If he's really struggling for money, I wasn't going to donate, but I'm just thinking, like, say if he was like really struggling for money and he just thought I'll go out on a limb, and it was like a 500 quid PC, then fair enough. But then I clicked on it and it said £5,500. I'm like, it doesn't matter who you are, who's gonna donate to that? Because even if it was someone who like was having a lot of bad stuff happen and I felt bad for, like 5,500, that is asking for way too much in my opinion. But who knows? It could have been a joke. But I was like really baffled by that. Yeah. Thoughts, Aaron?
I mean, sorry, I was just putting something in my bin. Yeah, it's a bit of a cheat because some people might chuck him like a fiver or something if they have it to spare, but $5,000, it's like, come on.
Yeah, he wasn't asking for 5,500, but he just said if you want to donate. But like, no one, once you see that number, you think there's no point in donating. And he didn't say he wants to be a streamer or a YouTuber. It's just like, oh, I want this for me. That's what it came across as. But maybe he was just joking. I don't know. Very weird. Another weird thing I saw, I went to my nan and granddad's and there was this geezer washing his car for like bloody hours and hours and hours and hours. My granddad was like, is he still at it? And I'm like, what, has he been at it for long? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what? I was like, what? Why does your car have to be that clean? Because if you go on a long journey, it's going to get dirty anyway. There's going to be specks of dirt. But like, he was really washing it to another level. I'm just thinking, like, God, like, life's so short, man. It was a baking hot day as well.
Well, there's someone who lives near me who does the exact same. It's like, he always does it on hot days like this. He didn't do it today, but he'll probably do it tomorrow. He starts at midday and goes through to 6 p.m. washing his car. But his car doesn't move. He doesn't move all week. And then he goes out once, and that's to get, like, a loaf of bread and some milk.
That is something else, Aaron, man. That is something, that is beyond something else. That is just like, Wow. Like, why would you waste so much time? Just life's so short. Like, it's when I wash cars in the past. One of the people who was there when I was washing cars at one of my family's places, they were like, actually, I don't know. Basically, someone said to me, "The cars are too splodgy. There's water on it. Splodgy. You need to go over it when the sun's been shining." Yeah, it wasn't that over exaggerated, but like basically it was like, yeah, there's splodges of water when it's washed, and I think it makes sense. But like when you're standing from a fair distance or even mid-range, you're not going to see the splodges of water. All you're going to see is a very clean, shiny car. So I don't see why you need to go over it with a cloth. But I guess they just want the extra shininess, you know.
Yeah. I know some people are very, very weird about it. This isn't like a weird car washing thing, but you know, it's just baffling, isn't it? As long as it's not like to the point where it looks really, really bad, it's not going to hurt you too much.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, if you've got a car and you don't want to leave it forever and ever, because at the end of the day, people probably think, oh yeah, it's fine, there's dirt, it's fine, who gives a shit? But the issue is, like, if you leave it forever and ever and ever and ever, then the paintwork's going to get shit. But I mean, to be honest, like, I don't know, I guess it depends how bad the paintwork is, but you want a clean car anyway, you don't want germs all over your shit that you're driving around. But I was thinking to myself, like, with cars, right, I know I've said this to you, and I even put it on Facebook. I'd drive a pink Nissan Cube as long as it doesn't break down, drives okay, and gets me from A to B, you know. It wouldn't really bother me too much. I get you get some weird looks, but, you know, Alan Partridge probably got some weird looks when it had cock and piss on his car or something. You know, you drive that around if it would get you from A to B, even if it looks stupid. So,
Oh, my car says cock, piss, partridge on it. Makes no sense.
I mean, you drive it, George. Could we do that experiment on one of your cars?
Wait, so if there's a single grain of dust from George's house now, it's sentimental.
Yeah.
And if it's just a random piece of crap, it's just like, oh, worthless.
Yeah.
Oops. Something just fell over in my room.
Have you ever been paintballing before?
No, I haven't. No.
Don't go, man. I went in 2015 and it was rubbish. Basically, the food was okay, but we went and I was so nervous for it, Matt. Well, no, I wasn't nervous at first, but then we started shooting and I thought, geez, these paintballs hit hard. And there was at one point where there was this sort of small cliff. Not a really like a small ledge. And I was looking the other way and I stepped off it and my whole leg got stuck in this piece of wood and I was like, ah! And then I got my leg out and I was like, geez, man. And no one asked if I was okay or anything. We played throughout the day. It was mostly crap. I sort of took a lot of stuff on the chin first, but then I eventually just like sort of caved in and just kept surrendering really quick. And then what did I do? I surrendered once and someone just shot me in the leg. I just don't like paintballing, man. And one of our mates was banging on about a former friend of ours was banging on about going to like Laser Quest years ago, like a laser tag place. And I just think to myself, like, you know, like I don't want to go to laser tag is just really weird as well. To be fair,
I've played that before, yeah.
It's just not really that much fun, to be honest.
Yeah, because I went with this. I won't say the exact group. It wasn't any of you, like, don't worry. But I went with this group of people, and it was all like a free for all. But obviously, all like the boys got together, and all the girls joined the team, and we were all just like firing at each other. There was probably like 5 people on each side, but there was this one really weird kid in our team, and every time he wasn't looking, we just shot him. So it said he'd been shot. So he always had like the lowest points because everyone used to just shoot him, even like his own team, because it was all free for all. So
did he go ballistic?
No, he just didn't understand why he kept coming last when he said he kept killing people. So,
fair enough.
Or shooting people.
There was this one laser quest thing I had in primary school where my gun got like wired into someone else's gun, and I kept shooting him loads, and he was like, "No, no, no, no!" Then I got loads of points. He was like, no! He was the bloke who, did I ever tell you the I'm bringing shotgun into school story?
No, you never told me that.
Basically, Ben said he went to the school where Ben went to, and people kept winding the geezer up. Who this same geezer went no, and then he sent a message to an email, not even a phone text message, just an email saying, "I'm bringing shotgun into school." And then they never saw him again. Ben said he never saw him again. Hopefully, well, I don't hope he's doing all right because he was a bit of a pillock, but whatever. To be honest, years ago, I used to. Well, no, when I went through my period of like being the sort of person who's like, what?
I thought you said when I went through my period.
I'm going through the menopause. Ah!
I was just like, what?
No, the menopause must be a really horrible, difficult thing. It's just like, there's I've heard some ladies tell me that like some ladies do just use it as an excuse for everything and say like not big things. I mean like really small things like it's the menopause. Not many, but like small percentage. And obviously you shouldn't like use something to just excuse everything because you've got to admit sometimes we do it on habit. I do things myself. It's my brain going when I make a really big mistake. But in reality, it's just me not concentrating or I'm really tired. So you can't blame everything on one thing. Sometimes you have to just take responsibility, I suppose. But yeah, when I went through my period of like being a sort of guy, I was like, even if it's people I don't like or think are pillocks, I'm still happy for them because I want to be this good guy. But in reality, I'm just like happy for my mates and family. If it's someone I don't like or who's been an idiot to, I don't care or not care if that makes sense. But if it's someone I really don't like, then I just really don't care. I just think forget them. I'm not bothered about what happens to them. So you don't wish anything bad upon anyone, but yeah, like I'm not bothered. Well, that's how I feel nowadays. Before I tried to be like, I do, I hope this thing is good for these people. La-di-da-da. But in reality, I just think, nah. At the end of the day, you just got to be... Because it can take away from your energy when you're feeling happy for your friends. So I just feel like at the end of the day, you just got to be happy for the people who are close to you, or happy for people who you want to be happy for. So for me nowadays, it's like friends, family who are cool, or people who I think really, really deserve it, who have done well, or just cool, nice people, I suppose. Yeah, if it's a pillock who's successful, I'm either neither happy or not happy for them, or I just don't care. So... Yeah. What was the next topic I wanted to bring up? We'll move on to what was the final segments anyway? Like legit or a bit and something. Oh, legit or a bit and question of the day. So what's the next segment? There was two. I think it's only one more thing I wanted to bring up. Oh yeah. So basically, there was this. I wrote down South Devon bull story. So basically, we were stopping in South Devon. This was like 2008, and I was asleep. Right, and I heard. In the background, and I thought, but I was half asleep when this happened. Then I heard, oh fuck! Why has it gone totally bloody? Oh, for Christ's sake! I don't get why it's gone like this now. But anyway, it was going like and then like explosions and then like smashing and metal just crashing everywhere. And we all woke up and were like, what the hell? Anyway, we looked outside and it was a bunch of bullocks running outside. So these little bullocks. Bullocks.
You saw a pair of bullocks running around the garden. I was going to do a certain laugh then, but
what was I going to... Oh yeah, so basically these bullocks were running round and they'd stopped and they were just standing there. So me and my dad went outside, they were all just standing there. My dad said, go by that bullock and I'll take a picture of you. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Are you mad? Then anyway, the farmer came in and said, help! Then that they'd broken out of not that they'd broken out, they just got really angry and like went mental. And basically my dad went and helped him get the bullocks back to where they were and he was going, hey, move! I didn't actually see it, but I didn't realise what he was doing. I didn't know. And then after he said, yeah, I helped him move the bullocks back. And I'm thinking, that's so risky. And he said, if it was fully grown bulls, I wouldn't have done it. But because it was bullocks, they're easier to intimidate. And I was like, bloody hell. Crazy. I don't think he'd do that again, but like, that's mad. I would have just left it to the farm. I would have said, bloody call pest patrol. You know, they'll swap the bullocks bum.
Naughty boy.
Exactly. Leave it to them. This is our holiday. Either way, leave it to them. I mean, if bullocks showed up out your house, especially a holiday home, well, not a holiday home, but like a place we paid for to stop for a week. I mean, I wouldn't have helped that farmer in a million years. That's what I'm saying. But let's move on to legit or a bit of question of the day. We'll look at all of George's bloody comments now. Oh, God, I knew it was George. I knew it was George. It was no one else.
No, leave them to the end because there's a lot of ones that I can't say that are hidden that I can see.
Oh, that are hidden. Do you want me to send me? No, but the thing is, on my end, only the ones that aren't hidden show up.
Yeah, I'll copy them into the chat because some of them are a bit out there.
But yeah, we'll do legit or a bit of question of the day and thing. But he says, "You'll never get rid of me. I may be badly burnt, but I survived." What are you going on about? The script? What? I'm not Darth Vader. What are you going on about? Oh, because he had the sunburn. We are the Island Boys. Metallica. What are you on about? That wouldn't have been one legit or a bit. None of them be. Oh wait, because Maroon 5 M. No, it wouldn't have been Metallica. How would they have been stranded on the island? I'm skipping that. James,
I'm gonna just paste some of the ones that he that are hidden into the private chat. Okay, this isn't me saying this to you, James. I'm just copying him.
All right, Pepper the Bacon Pig. Who's Jared Fogle? What's going on?
He's the Subway guy who nonced on loads of kids.
George, that's disgusting. That's horrible. Disgraceful, George. 1 out of 10. I can tell you, James. What are you going on about? Are you all right? All right.
I mean,
not
these are
you,
even
George,
more mental.
the thing, George. The thing is, with these jokes, there needs to be some sort of joke behind them. Just saying sausage pizza delivery driver. That's not funny. That's just like I'm watching you. No. What? I don't know what that is. I've heard of it, but I've never actually watched it. Don't. But I'll never do that, George. Come on. The little man equals midget. What are you going on about?
That's most of them. Some of them got removed by YouTube. I didn't get to them in time.
What's this? Is this something bad, Aaron?
Sabrina Carpenter. Oh no, is that a Disney person? Sabrina Carpenter. I've heard the name.
I will end every minion followers. What?
Who is
Dream official?
Oh no, that's all right.
Horrible, isn't it, George? The day he passed away, horrible disgrace. Nobody never dies. Become what?
Oh, he means a serial. You know what? But you can't say it because of.
Why would he become that? Isn't he meant to be? Is he an okay guy? Gets many views because kids will watch that rubbish.
George, you should love that then. Nintendo Switch game.
Yeah, exactly. You're his sole viewer. You're the click 2 billion times over and over and over and over again.
To quote you, I'd buy a piece of dust if Nintendo put their name on it.
Exactly, yeah.
Or was it like a pile of something? He said, I can't remember the exact quote.
One crashes and I have 2 others.
Yeah, but they won't move. The tyres are blown off. The MGs are just...
bloody hell, George is triggered about this. He says, James, your family doesn't have taste. Oh,
yeah.
See, the thing is, I can handle the banter, but like there needs to be some sort of joke. Like, I don't know,
These are just like, salty. These are just very, very salty.
Exactly. It just comes across as really salty. Like, daft. You watch the ALP podcast, you should definitely subscribe to them.
He's trying to win us over, James.
I watch Beaton. I don't know who the hell these are. George, is the one in the middle something really bizarre?
It sounds too close to something else that I'm thinking of.
And I thought you didn't like Game Theory. I thought you thought he was a pile of shit. I'm only joking when I'm fat shaming, and when it's PHAT, you know, if it's on a lady, I think brilliant, 10 out of great, 10 out of 10. And if it's on a bloke, I think fair play, do what you want to do.
Thing is, I'm here, so I can just give James the blessing to do.
I mean, can yeah, exactly. Aaron can give me the blessing to fat shame. I mean, can blokes be PHAT?
I presume so. I don't really look into that though.
Or is it just ladies? Or is PHAT subjective? Because like, isn't it like sexy fat? So it's what you think is. See, I suppose only to me it's women, and only to you it's women and boogie.
I think it just means like people who aren't really, really thin. It's just like they're bigger in certain areas.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I guess it's either, isn't it?
I love that dog. What dog? I wanted to do it in what? Oh, for God! Why would you want to do that, George? Why would we ever agree? No, he's on about the bloody waxing.
Oh,
blindfold on and put.
I have a feeling he was wanking when he said that.
I knew it. I knew George would be bizarre about this. He didn't have a proper business. It was just his house and bloody. I'm very hairy. That's only Liam can look. I was a skinhead once. James Doxson. I did it. Why have you put his name in there? George, you bloody hell. When I sent a message as a joke at Weatherspoons, I was saying, George, can I film you doing a stupid thing and send it to him? And you were like, no, don't do that. And then you're putting his bloody name in comments. That's that person. It's not American Chris, it's somebody else. Oh well, who cares? It's just a name, innit? But George, you know. Tut on your end, George. Tut. You look like a Bigfoot.
Yeah, Bigfoot. Ooh.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant my face looks like a Bigfoot. I'm thinking of my face isn't that long, bro. Calm down. Bloody hell. That would have been a funny joke, though. I would have rated that banter. Oh, he started the black hole. What? You've literally taken my anniversary idea. What?
Oh, that was for the waxing video. Was it?
I don't know. Go to my first. Oh, well, no. Well, that was for episode 150, but I wanted it for the summer special anyway. No. Well, we can do these things anyway, George. George, this isn't. George, we've said 20 million times. This is no disrespect to you, George, but this is my channel. I'm not trying to be an egotist, but my channel and this man's channel, Aaron's channel. It's not your channel. It's like me coming in and saying, because I made the DW series and been in some of your videos, that DW Boy's my channel. It's not my channel, it's your channel.
You might not want to read some of the rest. They get worse.
Yeah, I'll scroll down. But yeah, the thing is, with all that jazz, George, I mean, like, I appreciate you showing up, but if you turn around to me and said, I'm not coming on the podcast unless I become the third wheel, I'd say it's your decision. Like, genuinely, I love that you and Ben and Liam come on, and I deeply appreciate it. But at the end of the day, and it's nothing personal against anyone, I just want to keep it into a two-man show, because at the end of the day, like, if we get the bigger a group channel gets, the worse things get. And I don't trust most of the world with like, you know, having access to a channel I have access to. Apart from, well, Aaron made the channel and I have access to it as well. I don't trust anyone else. I don't want anyone else to have access to it. So you're not being a third wheel, George. Things will get too, even if you were the best third wheel in the world, things will get too complex. I just want to keep it a two-man wheel, a two-man show. Yeah, well, that was just in the past, wasn't it? James hates. Well, this, I just want to clear this up. This is not true. This is George's demented fantasies. You have to spend hours cleaning the car. So you actually clean it for like 4 hours a day? You're mad.
Cleans it for hours, spends billions, blows up just as he gets off the drive.
Yeah, just drives around. I mean, bloody hell. He's right, the splodges video. Yeah, no, but George, if you're like mid-range or even fairly close, it looks fine still. It looks clean and reflects nicely. The only time you notice it is if you look really close and you look like really close at the car. You already have a pink car. No, I don't. It's red. Someone paintballed someone in the no-no zone. No, they didn't paintball my balls. They just, you know, shot me and I didn't enjoy the paintball shooting me.
Oh, don't read the next one, James.
I'd turn on you if we did paintball, no. And
I read that wrong. I thought it said I'd turn you on if we did paintball.
No. And he said bullying the disabled at inlays. No, I wasn't, George. He wasn't. That person I'm referring to did have issues, but you wound him up 10 times more than I did. and he was a bit of an idiot anyway. So that's ridiculous. I didn't know you had a period, James. James was asleep, and I don't know what is this to do with it. This never happened, George. This is just your fantasies. I don't know what's going on in your head. Oh, thank God we're near the end of the comments. I think. Okay, we're near the end. It was a bunch of rogue bollocks. That's the funniest comment you've ever said, George. It was you're the joke. What do you mean? I'm sitting on the toilet for good Wi-Fi.
No. I was right about something he said. It's
I'm not getting that bottom comment up. George, it's not our channel, for God's sake. It isn't. You need to bloody. It's a 2-man show. I don't want you thinking it's a 3-man channel. It's a 2-man show. All right, let's have a look.
By the way, the comments at the top are the ones that I copy and pasted from the hidden thing. George
just put shove your men sentimental up your ass. George, calm down. It's a banterous joke. Stop goddamn doxing me. I'm not. So George just put, you're fucking lucky I'm not there. What are you on about? What are you on about, George? What are you going to do? All I'm going to do, if you really kicked off, I bloody click remove. So, and if you did something stupid, then I'll bloody ban you, or ban you from the podcast for a few months. Shove that sentiment up your hairy ass. Bullying George in lads. I never bullied you in lads.
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Aaron. I'm so sorry.
I should have made it very, very apparent.
Oh, God. And I'm not reading the bottom comment. Is that what George put, or is that what you?
Yeah. No. That's what the family is that he said.
That's not on then, George. It's a communist podcast. No, because it's a 2-man dinghy. You know.
Well, if it was a communist podcast, I would have stabbed James in the back in like episode 2 and then just taken it over.
Yeah, and not had anyone else on. It would have just been the Aaron show. It wouldn't have been called Aslan Podcast. It would have just been called Aaron. That's it.
It's just me sat here like this for like an hour.
Yeah.
Like...
All right, so we'll go on to legit or a bit and bloody and question of the day in a sec. But there was one other thing I wanted to bring up, which I can't remember it now. It's just gone out of my head. Oh yeah, you know DSP. Does he deserve all the shit that has got? I love this.
Oh, he's on about the Dankula. My voice broke then.
Oh, okay, fair enough then. You know DSP. You know all because I was talking to a friend of mine once about DSP, and he's like, "Oh, it's very toxic, man. It's very toxic. You know, he just has loads of people hating on him. I don't like it. He just said it's really toxic."
It's toxic.
Does DSP deserve all that hate, or?
I think it's hard. It's really hard because he deserves to be called out. But now because I haven't watched any videos on him since like the 31st of December last year. I can now look back and think, yeah, a lot of this is people winding themselves up to make it more toxic than it really is.
So he deserves to be called out, but not like all the hassle and all that jazz.
I think the hassle and stuff and people making money off him, it's good in a way because a lot of people use DSP to start their own careers because it's easy view.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not sure. It's a really tricky one because if no one caused as much hassle, then more people would fall into the trap of giving him money. But then if more people gave him money, then more people would realise who he is and how much of a weirdo he is. So I think it would just happen like inevitably.
Yeah, you know the people who give him money, do they just like giving him money no matter what, even if no matter what he does?
Yeah, because I've said to you before, the amount of people who this isn't me being weird or anything, but a lot of the people who are his highest supporters, last time I checked, were either didn't have a job, heavily disabled, most of the time both, and just gave him all of their disability income.
Now, George, don't you do that. Don't you give any money to streamers. You know, you've got to be... No, I'm joking. George knows what he's doing. You wouldn't give loads of money to streamers, would you, George? You wouldn't waste your money on streamers. So
just saying hello to Cloneski in the chat.
Yeah, Cloneski, thank you so much for joining, lad. sweating my bollocks off. Yeah, aren't we all, bro? It's absolutely roasting, man. And of course, he deserves. No, we're on about DSP, not EDP. EDP deserves prison time. But from what you said, Aaron, doesn't DSP deserve a bit of prison time? Isn't he a bit of a?
It's just a lot of, well, there's a lot. This is all me just going off memory because I can't really remember too much anymore. But I know there's a lot of rumors saying that he was like 29 and he was talking to a 17-year-old who was just about to turn 18.
Yeah, I mean, that he should definitely do a bit of community service. 'Cause was he was just talking to her, he wasn't trying to meet up with her or anything.
No, he wanted her to move in with him.
Oh, then yeah, he deserves quite a bit of prison time. Probably like 2 years in the brief for that. Did he harass her or?
Yeah, she said that he wouldn't leave her alone until she moved in with him.
Then I'd say probably 10. Well, not probably about, depending on the messages and what he said, between 5 and 10 years probably. Let me teach you a magic trick. Yep, well done, George. He just wanted a cupcake. Anyway, let's move on to legit or a bit. Then, have you got a legit or a bit, Aaron? Or
I don't actually. Oh wait, no, I do. I'll
go
write
on
them
then.
down. Okay, so I once got stuck in the sea, and I had to have the lifeguard called for me to get me out.
You got, how many years ago was this?
I was a child. I can't remember exactly how old I was, but I'm guessing 6, maybe 7.
What beach was this?
I think it was one in Wales because I used to go there a lot when I was, sort of youngish.
What happened to you? Why did you get stuck? Did you just not know how to swim, or did you just panic? Or
No. It was actually I wasn't in the middle of the sea or anything. Basically, what happened was my family was sort of at the top of the beach. Now it's all like pebbles and rocks and all that, and I was sort of down in the actual sea. And basically, I didn't know what quicksand, and I don't even know if it was quicksand, but I was basically running along, and my foot got sort of stuck in the sand. So as my foot went down like that, I just started to sink, and I was like, oh, and then my family thought it was real, and then eventually they were like, oh, he hasn't moved for like 15 minutes, so I had to get someone to come and get me out.
I'm gonna go for that. It is a bit false.
Yep, well done. That's never happened.
Yes.
I mean, you should have known when I said I ran, because I clearly haven't.
Yeah, you never ran.
I've never.
Well, I'll go for one then. So, let me think of one. I once turned one of my media projects into. Well, we're not doing. We'll leave that to the next one you're on or whatever, George. But yeah, so I once made one of my school media projects into a YTP, like a serious full-blown YTP. So basically, what happened was we had to film this like fight right outside, like sort of outside the back of the school. And then it was just me and my friend, like, pretending to fight. Well, not a friend anymore, but I used to be friends with him. Filming a fight. And we had loads of stupid bits of dialogue in the middle. And, like, I kept saying, "You're the suspect!" So I could say, sus. And then I'd get him to go, "Whoa!" when he got hit. And be really exaggerated so I could go, "Whoa!" Like that. I wasn't very good at editing back then, but I made some okay YTPs of it. And basically, the teacher said, "Right then, you're going to need to change that back to normal." After everyone laughed their head off at it. So
The thing is, I don't know if I imagined you telling me that you did this or not at the time. I know that there was a lot of weird videos that came out around them. And I know there was a lot of weird ones in college as well that you've shown me. But I can't remember that specifically coming from school. So I'm going to go it's a bit.
fuck's sake, yeah, well done.
Yeah, I was thinking...
No, I thought you'd go, I noticed you in school saying that all your crazy media projects. I was thinking, what crazy projects have I done in college? I made the Supersonic music video, which was quite bizarre, but that sort of got away with being bizarre. Oh no.
Oh
George.
no.
Should we get this comment up or not? I mean, let's leave it. Let's
leave it. Let's not even read it.
It's bizarre. I don't want to acknowledge that. Yep. So we both got our we both did it. We both got our bits, legits. So we both got correct picks. So now we shall move on to question of the day. So, so would you rather be a masterclass at like sports, but crap academically, or masterful academically but crap at sports?
So really, what you're saying is, would I rather be a lot smarter than I am right now?
I guess that's for you to decide.
I'm not sure because I don't want to do a Carl Pilkington, but they say like too much knowledge is a bad thing. But then it depends what your knowledge is in. I'll just go for good academically, bad at sports, because that's basically what I am. Apart from being good academically. So let's go for that one.
Fair enough. What I would go for is athletically and physically, just because like I'm not trying to suck myself off, but I'd say in recent years I've been a lot smarter and had a lot more knowledge in my brain. Well, before that I was more like doing loads of Thai boxing and physically better, I guess. I'm not physically bad now, but like apart from some days my back's hurting and whatever, but that's mostly to do with stress, because when I'm not feeling that stressed, it sort of goes away. My point is I've sort of experienced more intelligence and less physical activity, and more physical activity and less intelligence. And but I don't know, I like having all this knowledge and having all these interests. So I'd just go for the sports one though, just because like the endorphins are so important, man, and too much knowledge isn't good for you. So yeah, and you can become cynical or overthink things way too much. So I'd definitely go for the good at master at sports than being ridiculously smart. So yeah, that was the summer special, baby. Woo! Hey! Ooh. Shove your sentimental up your fucking ass. Yeah,
just end it there.
Yeah, no more podcast episodes of that. We're done. We finished. Nah. 139 episodes in. Great laughs, great banter. I don't give a fuck about. I don't give a shit about the views, man. I'm not bothered. Hardly get any views on the pod. I don't care. Ever since episode 100, ever since we structured them to be like reviews or a conspiracy theory here and there, or Liam taking over, or George taking over, or the Netflix film pitches and whatever, all the ideas that we have. I just think like this is the most I'm enjoying the podcast. When it comes to it being objectively the best, I guess we just that's over to the audience to decide and everyone else. I think it's great now, to be honest, and I'm trying to reach out to some smaller creator guests rather than like trying to message loads of people with like, well, not loads of people, but when I first started the pod, I was like, yeah, no, George, you do. I'll give you the credit. You do get more views than us. So, yeah, fair play. It's partly off of videos that I made for you. Like the Doctor Who ones got hundreds of views. But
plus, a lot of it's just weird drama, isn't it? I'm not having a go. I'm just saying it's,
George, I thought George just turned your electricity off then with the power of the DWP. Electricity gone.
Oh, it's because when I changed tabs, it
Yeah, the drama one, the first 5 minutes of it was really good, the Tip and Vanna jazz, but the rest of it was just a big ramble. But I think George made it interesting for 5 minutes, especially considering I had no idea anything about the Tip and Vanna situation. So fair play on that one. The Pokemon ones, they're objectively decent, but they're just not my cup of tea because I don't know loads about Pokemon. Yeah, I just, you know what, George, you just got to keep doing what you're doing. Just keep spamming out these collecting videos because at the end of the day, while it's niche, it gets those fans clicking on those videos straight away. The Pokemon fans are like, shit, he's got this new pack sick. Let's see what he shows or what he has to say about it. So, yeah, you know, you've just got to keep spamming these collecting videos out, and there will be a lot of progress, I feel, especially with your collecting knowledge. So, yeah, just keep doing it, man. Just keep spamming those videos and getting it out there. I know you haven't spammed collecting videos, but I think you should because it's, you know, and I'm not knocking you that you're out of work or anything, but you've got all the free time in the world, so I think you should just try and take advantage of that free time where you can before you get a job again. So, well, again, we're not associated with it, so it doesn't count. It's something you've made, and we still need to take legal action on it. It's something you've made, George. So,
as long as we get the money, we don't care.
Yeah, exactly. But what else is there to say, really? Podcast, great bands. Next one should be the, I'm not sure, Kenobi or something maybe or whatever. But yeah, after, if I can get that done this week, it'll be the, what will be next? Well, I'll be away for a week. Do you reckon you guys do a podcast while I'm away for the bands? Because I do like it when you guys do that, see what you come up with.
Yeah, I'll try to, yeah.
It'd be sick. The last one, I only watched 20 minutes, but I'll try and watch the rest of it. But I really enjoyed that. It was just pure bants. So, yeah. Guess we can wrap up nicely there, though. Anything you want to say, man?
No, I think I've fused to my chair in the heat because it's like 30 degrees at the moment. So
yeah, it's really hot. You know, tomorrow it's going to be. Hold on.
It's 37, isn't it?
Ridiculous.
I know it's meant to be
Tomorrow
really, really hot.
38 degrees.
I mean, yeah. I don't want to fall into the stereotype of just talking about weather because we're British, but
no, but most of the time I'm fine with heat. It's whatever. I just like get on with it. Like it's been roasting today. I've just thought to myself, who cares? But you don't want to complain about that too much. We're like 38 degrees, man. Like the issue is we don't get time to get used to it. I think that's the main issue with mad heat in England. You know.
plus as well, our houses are designed to keep heat in, which a lot of people don't realise.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's why it feels a lot worse in England because houses were designed to keep it nice and warm because they didn't expect temperatures to be like this. Well, they used to be designed like it if you live in an old house.
Damn. But my house was built in the house I'm living in. I think it's like the late 60s.
Mine was in like the 40s.
So does yours? Would they both feel roasting, or is it like houses that are made in 2000s that aren't as hot?
I think it's just most British houses, to be honest. Because in American ones, they have AC built in, and they're all very, aren't they?
I remember one of my friends. I was complaining about the heating. Like, well, a former friend of mine in like 2014. I was complaining about the heating. He was like, "You retard! Get yourself air conditioning." He's like, well, not everyone has the money for air conditioning. You're only going to use it like bloody... Like, the last few summers haven't been baking. Like, to be fair, it's not like it's been 30-odd degrees every day last week. It's varied. And in June, it wasn't that hot at all. So it's like you're only going to really be using it for a month or 2 months of the year. It's like having a bloody swimming pool in New York. You're only going to be able to use it for 3 months of the year. Well, if you have a swimming pool in your garden in Florida, you can use it for like 1 million months of the year until the alligators take it over and it's the alligators' territory. They're gonna, fuck you up. One of my mates told me, I haven't really said it publicly, loads, but I do want to try and move to Tampa, Florida. I'll try and go on holiday there in a couple of years and see what it's like. I was asking him about alligators, and he was like, "Well, the thing is, you shouldn't kill them or start on. Well, obviously, I'm not going to start on an alligator or a crocodile, but." If there's something in the garden, what if they come and run at your door and smash the window? I don't mean like with their hands. I mean like charge the window. That's not going to be very good, is it? But obviously they're not going to charge the window. I think they just sit there and they don't usually harm humans unless it's like either dwarfs or like children because they mistake them for prey. And I was like, what are you meant to do? Then he said, well, if they attack you, or if they're going to attack you or run at you, then shoot them. But if they're just standing in the garden, then just call the pest patrol. Unless it's like what I'm assuming, like if it was a freak alligator, like, you know, those really humongous ones that like stand up really tall and like that have been spotted in Florida. If it's them, I'm going Scarface on them. I'm just shooting them in the head a load of times because you don't want to risk that. That's like a bloody dinosaur in your garden. You know, that could easily smash. Well, I don't know what would the best thing to. I know we meant to be getting to the end of the podcast now, but what is the best thing to do in that situation? Are you meant to like just shoot it loads, or are you meant to like just call? How are the pest patrol supposed to destroy that? Take care of that.
They just sort of round it up, don't they?
You reckon they can do that?
But yeah, that's how vets do it, don't they?
Round them up. Do you mean like shoot them with a dart or something?
Yeah, well, they just sort of get something over their mouth and then leave them.
Tackle them.
Just and just run into. But if you're small, you just run straight into the mouth.
If you're small,
if you like go to rugby tackle and just opens its mouth and you just run inside it.
But I can't imagine. To be fair, that alligator, that massive one, was only spotted like in some big open land, and it just ran back into the sea anyway. So, but damn, it is hot in Florida. But the thing is, you can get used to that shit, man. If you got the heat, that's the issue with heat in England. People are like, oh, they complain about the heat, but like, you don't. I'm lucky enough that I can get used to it most of the time. But like, if it's really hot, it doesn't bother my body. But like, other countries, they get used to it, don't they? So yeah,
it's hotter in Florida now than it is here.
Yeah, but they're used to that every day. That's the thing. They do that every day.
Yeah, I mean it's 29 degrees in the middle of the night, so.
But the thing is, they've got AC and they do that every day. So I'm surprised George hasn't put some stupid joke saying.
Well, he's gone back to his caravan. He said. So he doesn't have Wi-Fi.
Where was he sitting before then?
He had it playing on like an open TV.
Yeah.
In the middle of the caravan place.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it is quite funny when the previous president, Donald Trump, was in charge. George was like bigging up America and saying it was the best thing going, and it was bellissimo, a million out of a million, a billion out of a million, and it's like each their own. I thought it was pretty fucking amazing. Yeah, definitely one of the top 10 countries in the world. Yeah. But then once Biden got in charge, he absolutely despised them, and he's like, worst place ever, 1 out of 10. And he's not as good as it was before, but like you can't be acting it like it's a horrible place. The beautiful thing about America is that I know people complain and try and hate on it for this reason, but like if you don't like a state's policies and rules, you just move to another state. I know it's not that simple, but if you've got the money, you just save your money up and just leave, go to a different state if you don't like those state's policies. While in the UK, it's the same for, well, in England, it's the same for everything to a certain extent. You know, if you don't like how the laws in one part of the country, if you think the laws are wimpy on crime in one part of the country, well, tough tits because it's wimpy everywhere. So there you go. So, and that's how a lot of countries are governed. It's like the state rules, you know, and the areas can't make their own rules. But yeah, we'll leave that there anyway. We'll leave that there. Any final messages, Aaron? Anything you want to say?
No, thanks for watching. That's probably about it.
All right then, everyone. Cheers for watching and take care. See you later.
Bye. Bye, everyone.